In today's video, you're going to learn how to integrate Flodesk with mail opt-in. We'll start by going to the profile icon on the right, then we'll go to integrations, and on the next page, we'll click on API keys. Let's create a new one, and there I'm going to call it mail opt-in demo. We'll accept the terms and click on create API key. All right, next we'll need to jump to our WordPress dashboard. On the left, we'll go to mail opt-in, then integrations. We'll need to find Flodesk. It's over here. We're going to click on configure and we'll paste the API key. Let's save our changes. Okay, so now we can go ahead and create an opt-in campaign to test it out. So we'll click on opt-in campaigns on the left, then we'll add a new one. I'm going to give it a simple name and we'll use this template. Now we'll be taken to the opt-in builder, which we can see right here. We have an opt-in preview on the right and we have our settings on the left. So for example, in the design tab, we can make changes to the opt-in's width simply by moving this slider. We can also use this drop-down menu to select a display effect. You can add a background color, border color, and also custom CSS. You can also click on the opt-in's elements to open its settings on the left-hand side. For example, here's the headline. We can choose to turn this off. You can also edit the text and customize your colors and font settings. And the same goes for the description. Simply click on it and edit its settings on the left-hand side. Now we have our form settings, and here we can choose to use custom HTML only. We'll just need to add the HTML right here. We can also display only a call to action button. If we turn this on, we'll be able to customize the button using these settings here. For example, we can go ahead and make this dark green color. This is the button background color. And of course, we can see it in the preview. However, if you want to use a traditional form, you can always turn this off. Now here we have our name field, which we can hide by toggling this switch. We can customize the title, colors, and font, which we can select from this drop-down menu. We can also choose to make the field required or not, simply by toggling this switch. And moving on, we have an email field here, which is required by default. So there's no toggle. It's always required and cannot be hidden. If you want, you can add a custom field. Simply fill out all of the required information and be sure to select your field type. If we take a look at the opt-in preview, we'll see the custom field below the email field. Now, if you want to delete a custom field, simply click on this delete button. So moving on, once again, we have options to customize our button. We can change the label, customize our colors, font, and also add a custom URL. So once again, as an example, I'm going to change the background color of our button. Okay, so moving on, we're going to go to configuration, and here we can choose to hide our close button. We can disable the escape key and also choose whether or not we want to close the overlay on click. We have an option to choose a sound effect. And we can also customize our cookie durations and also choose to remove mail opt-in's branding. In the integrations tab, we'll see an option to keep our leads inside of mail opt-in. But in our case, we want to set up our Flodesk integration. So I'm going to go ahead and select it from this drop-down menu. And now we'll need to choose an email list. So let's choose newsletter. And if you want, you can also enable double opt-in. But I'm going to leave this alone. Let's go back to our main menu and we'll move on to after conversion. This is what happens after a lead converts. We're showing a success message by default. We're going to keep these settings and go back. We'll move on to display rules. And this is where we can determine when the opt-in gets triggered. Let's use after scrolling down X%. And X in our case will be about 5%. Once that is set, we're going to go ahead and activate the rule. Then we'll save our changes. Once our changes are saved, we're going to go ahead and toggle this switch to turn on the opt-in. Then we'll go back to our main dashboard. Okay, so once we're back, we can go ahead and visit our site to test our opt-in. Once we're on the home page, all we need to do is scroll down about 5%. Here's our opt-in. I'm going to enter a random name and email and subscribe. Here's our success message. And back in Flodesk, if we go to audience, we'll see our new subscriber. That's Sarah K at example.com. If we click on it, we'll see some more information. All right, so this is how you integrate Flodesk with WordPress using mail opt-in. Thank you for watching and see you next time.